Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
We're up. What's up, fam? There's nothing on here. Chin says no signal detected. I'll get that. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Big Brown Breakdown. Regular episode, but we're still going live. We still got the chat, so I see you guys and gals. What is popping? It's Thursday, baby. It is Thursday. I'm crunk today, man. I'm just in a good mood. Got my official USA soccer jersey. My brother sent this to me. This is the real deal, too. This is that authentic one. Fits nice. They play tonight. I think they play Turkey at 8 o'clock. Last night my house was popping because Mexico played, and they won 3-0. So the Mexicanas in the family were crunk about it. I was not home. Not mad at it either. If it's not U.S. or Messi, I watch. Listen, everyone's going to pretend they're super into soccer. I know I'm wearing the jersey. I watch soccer once every 4 years. When the World Cup comes around, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch because it's the best of the best, and it's all the countries. I'll watch. Once every 4 years, I get into it. Outside that, it is what it is, man. This is my problem with with soccer, is the flopping. Like my kids watching, like, Dad, is he that hurt? I'm like, no. Watch, he'll pop right up. I don't get why the big boys don't gather around and go, hey, man, let's all stop looking like bitches out there, just flopping everywhere. I don't. And somehow that became the trend, and it's just floppy. And now it's leaked over to NBA. It's just soft shit. That's my only issue with them. They're so talented. I love watching Messi, Ronaldo, all the boys, Pulisic, all the studs. Mbappe, yep, I get all of it. It's just the softness of the flopping, man. Just ditch that, and I'm in. Yeah, things are good, dude. Tiger had tryouts last night for baseball. Hasn't picked a baseball up since the season ended. He's been all football. So I was like, we'll see how this goes. And he balled out. He balled out, man. He balled out. Yep, we're getting a lot of Dustin questions right away. Let's jump right into it. Then I'll get to you guys. Let's jump right into the Real Housewives of the UFC. So recently, I think as of yesterday, the footage of the beloved UFC fan favorite, the great Dustin the Diamond Poirier, came out. And he's drunk at the airport. And then, he's threatening the security guards. They said cops, but I don't think it's an official cop. I don't know what that guy's role is, but clearly airport security. So it shows Dustin, threatening him and trying to fight. Drops the N-word, Not a good look. Not a good look. I'm trying to think where I want to go with this. Not a good look, to say the least. Not a good look. Here's what's going to happen, guys. So if you look at, the UFC's still in its infancy stages as far as the major sports out there. How long soccer been around? How long's football been around? Baseball forever, hockey forever. So compared to those, that's what I mean when the UFC is a newer sport, definitely the newest out of all those major brands. So we're not really getting the side effects of what mixed martial arts does to these guys and gals. It's starting to rear its ugly head now, and it's only going to get worse. This isn't going to be a negative thing about the UFC and mixed martial arts. None of that stuff. We know what we're signing up for. But we haven't seen what the side effects of competing at this level really look like. You've seen some of it. We've seen boxers, right? Boxing's been around forever. You'll see some boxers like, oh, my God, that's the way he talks. Oh, my God, he did this. Oh, my God, he's addicted to this. Look at Ricky Hatton. It's like, there's some bad – Evander Holyfield, I was at a party with him. You're like, oh, my God, he talks like that? You'll see it – Muhammad Ali, right? Freddie Roach. Like, there's a million examples in football, and then WWE, you got Chris Benoit, you got all these guys. Razor Ramon had some issues. So, ton of issues. Hulk Hogan had his issues, right? So, the UFC is a newer sport, but you're starting to see these older fighters, especially the retired ones, the side effects are going to start rearing its ugly head. You saw a little bit with Chuck Liddell, right? Obviously, the biggest example is BJ Penn, what he's dealing with right now. it's only get worse. And, I've had close friends. Shane Carwin's dealing with some stuff. There's some stuff behind the scenes. I've never air out their dirty laundry that goes on with fighters. And it's not going to get better, and it's part of what we sign up for. Now, some guys deal with it better than others. I was super fortunate where I had something to put my energy and focus into that filled or checked the box when I left fighting. And a lot of guys, they don't find that. I'm so grateful and thankful for that, and a lot of guys just can't find that. But just imagine, put yourself in Dustin Poirier's shoes. Just imagine that you've been this catalyst. You've been this. Your whole identity is wrapped up in being Dustin the Diamond Poirier. He's been fighting since he was 17, 18, and he's been in the UFC for how long? 20 years. Fighting for titles, world renowned, recognition everywhere he goes. He's beloved in Louisiana. He's beloved by UFC fans, and that rush you get when you're getting ready for a fight, everything that goes into it. You have this purpose, and you have this team, and you have this goal, and you're making all these sacrifices, and it's keeping you in line. Because if you go off the tracks, there's your opponent, whether it's Justin Gaethje, Khabib, Conor, these other guys, where if you go off the tracks, come that specific date that you agreed to fight this professional fighter, that night you're going to get your ass whooped. You're going to get embarrassed in front of everybody. So it keeps you in line, like a track horse. You got your blinders on. That being said, you don't get involved in mixed martial arts because you got your shit together. We all have our problems. So take any professional athlete, but mixed martial artists are they're even a more extreme version of a professional athlete, because you got to be a little crazy. You got to be a little bit of an outlier to agree to fight another grown man or grown woman inside an octagon. So you're already an outlier. You're already kind of a free bird. You're already kind of an outlaw. You don't play really by society's rules when it comes to normal life. You're willing to take those risks. You're willing to make the jump. You're willing to make all these sacrifices that others aren't. And it's at the extremist level possible. So you're already wired that way. And you're doing your career. For Dustin Poirier, he's done it for 20 years. And you've had this goal. And you've had all this discipline. And you've made money. You've made a great name for yourself. You're beloved by the fans. And then one day, just like it does for everyone, that stops. But that wild, outlaw, professional athlete is still wired that way. So what do you do? What the hell do you do? And there's no course you can take. There's no outreach program. There's no, hey, when you retire, make sure you do this, this, and this. There's none of that available in the UFC. They're not offering any help when you retire. I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't. The NFL really doesn't do much. The NHL doesn't do much. The NBA doesn't do much. Now you have benefits if you've been the league longer to a certain extent. You have benefits, medical care and stuff like that. And the UFC should do that. But there's no book. There's no. That's the issue. There's no book. There's nothing you can search on AI. There's nothing you can search on Google to, hey, I retired. What should I do now? How do I find purpose? Where do I put all this energy in? And so you got these extreme athletes running around with no purpose. And it's a disaster. Now, I'm sure if you ask Dustin this, and this is how it was for me, when I was camp, there's no alcohol. There's nothing. I didn't drink. There was nothing ever. But a lot of guys I know they would have whatever, 12 week. I'd do 12-week camps. So some guys do 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. But either way, you are locked in. You're dialed in. You're eating right. There's not a touch of alcohol. There's no drugs. And you're living by the code as a professional athlete. And then you have this big event, your fight in the UFC, and you get all this recognition, you get all this stimulation and accolades, and if you win the fight, win or lose, it's this big ball, right? And then that goes away. And then you have this time period where you can let loose. Have some drinks, mess around with girls, do some drugs, go on vacation, go to Hawaii, go to the nightclub, go to the strip club, do your thing. You do your thing. You get an influx of money. Now remember too, the fighters only get paid when they fight. So imagine all that. You're having this whole buildup. You don't have much money in the bank. You have all this buildup, all this sacrifice, and then one day you get in a fight in front of millions of people, and you do well, and then they give you a huge lump sum of money. And you're still that outlaw that took all those risks to get to the UFC at the highest level, and you're still a wild boy. You have a huge chunk of change in your bank account for the first time, or you got it, a few months ago because you fought, and it depletes down, and then you get that huge lump sum again, and that's the code you're living by. And you're supposed to figure it out. You're supposed to figure out taxes, investments, mortgage. Yeah, if you have kids, food. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. And you have no help. You have no help. No one's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to give you advice. If you're fortunate enough, there might be a veteran on your team who's gone through it. He can give you some advice. Most guys aren't willing to listen. So what the hell do you do? What do you do? And when I look at Dustin Poirier, he just hasn't found his why. He hasn't found his why. And here's what's crazy is Dustin Poirier's dealing with this, and he's a legend, so I'm sure it's even worse for him. So he's dealing with this, and he's way better off than most fighters that step away from the game. He has a job with UFC. He does the analyst work, right, before the fights and after the fights. He's on the Deep Waters podcast, which he does once a week, where he flies to Fort Lauderdale and films. I think he still has his hot sauce. He has his hands in some other stuff. So he has a lot going on. And we're still dealing with this. Because there's nothing. That's what you got to come to. You got to come and face the man in the mirror, which is Dustin Poirier, and you got to go, okay, no matter what route I choose, it's never going to equal fighting at the highest level. I'm never going to get my rocks off that way. But what can I do to try to keep my mind occupied? What lane can I do? What the hell can I do where I wake up with purpose? That's what Dustin needs to find. Because it ain't doing the Deep Waters podcast or show. It ain't doing the analyst work. Clearly that's not working. So we got to go find what it is. For me, I'm different. And this isn't about me, but I'm just saying I figured it out, and thank God. For me, this fills my cup. And it took, listen, I didn't figure out right when I stopped either. I was fortunate enough where I had Brian Count, I had podcasts, I had Rogan, I had the boys, Segura, Joey Diaz, I had Theo, Chris D'Elia. I had a group of friends that filled in and checked those boxes for me. I was very, very fortunate. One of the very luckiest UFC fighters, former athletes of all time. I was able to incorporate myself in this group of guys, and we all had a purpose. So it felt like I was part of a team, and that worked for me. And I started podcasting, right? But I say that because that gave me purpose. And even then, because again, I'm cut from this cloth where I have this wild streak in me. I make some wild decisions. I make erratic decisions. I have an addictive personality. And even though I had success in this other realm, this other arena, I still made a ton of mistakes. A lot of you know about them. Got addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, running around the streets. And then I had kids. And even then it was a little dicey. And then my baby got sick, and then I had to get my shit together. And it changed me forever. Changed me for fucking ever. It's not, and maybe Dustin Poirier realizes, especially because he has a little boy now. With a little girl, it's different. It just is. So I think because he has a boy now, maybe this will help. And, he's an infant. But as he starts being 2, 3, and those kids are, you're responsible for those kids, and you look up to those kids. For me, my purpose, and this isn't for everybody. I'm not saying this is the only route. But for me, nothing else mattered anymore. When my baby girl was sick and had her issues, I realized none of this matters. None of this matters. The cars, the giant houses, the shoes, the clothes, the name brands, the jewelry, the watches, all that stuff does not fucking matter in any facet. None of it matters. I do not care. If you notice how I dress now, not as crazy as I used to do. Sneakerhead, I have 4 sneakers I wear now. Some have the blown out ear pockets in them. I do not care. They have grass stains on them. Do not give a flying fuck. I'm not up to date on sneakers anymore. I don't care. I haven't bought any of that stuff. I sold most of my cars. Still have my stuff. I still have my hobbies. None of it matters anymore. None of it matters. I get offered to do gigs all the time and travel. Turn them down. Not worth it. I'd rather make less money, stay here, not miss a freaking play that my kids are going to make. I stay at home. My purpose, it's not about me anymore. It's not about, I'm not the show. It's not the Brendan Schaub show anymore. It's not about me. It's the Tiger, Boston, Billy, Joanna show. How can I make their lives better? That's my purpose now. That's what I do. That's what I live for. That's my goal. That's my why. That's my reason. Why do I wake up at 5 and work out? For them. For them. Do I like being strong and all this stuff? Sure. I do it to set an example for my boys. That's why I do it. I don't need motivation. I don't get motivated by watching guys fight anymore. I don't give a shit. I'm out. I'm not fighting any of them. My fight's with myself in the gym, getting big and strong so my kids have an example. So hopefully that inspires them to be big and strong and healthy and good athletes and disciplined and good human beings. Because they learn more by what I do, not by what I tell them, right? That's my why. That's my why. So for Dustin, hopefully he gets that by having a son. Hopefully he gets that. Now this isn't going to be a shit on Dustin party. If you came here for that, this ain't it. Here's the good news, Dustin. Here's the fucking good news, Bubba. For some people, rock bottom is very rock bottom. If you would have pulled this off, say you got drunk and you're at a club and you get in a car wreck, you hurt somebody, God forbid you kill somebody, we're dealing with a different set of problems. Completely different. You did it in the airport. You did it with, rent-a-cops. Those aren't even real guys. You're not going to face any crazy consequences, anything like that. But I would hope it scared you enough where now you go, oh, shit, I have a problem. Now you look in the mirror and you go, shit, I have a problem. Now the public knows. This is embarrassing. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. People know me as a family man. I'm retired. I work for the UFC. Now I need to get my shit together. This is enough. There's a mugshot out there. The internet's making fun of me. This is enough. And now you get your shit together. So you're rock bottom. There's even wiggle room at rock bottom, Bubba. So your rock bottom, it could be a whole lot worse. And I believe the big man upstairs did this for a reason. Hey, man, you've been a good dude. You donate. You have your foundation. You help kids out. You're a good person, man. And you've made some bad choices, and you're lost right now. So I'm going to scare you a little bit. Here you go. Here you go. At an airport. No real consequences. Nobody got hurt. You look like an asshole, but nobody got hurt. Here you go. That's the big man upstairs going, all right, DP. All right, Diamond. Here you go. I'm going to give you this warning. Here you go. Here you go. I believe that's how the big man works. That's how he works. This is a completely off-topic story. This baseball family, right? My son had baseball tryouts last night. I'm talking to this family, and their son's 13. And they have a little girl. And this is during COVID. The little girl's jumping on a trampoline. And the only reason I bring this story in because this is how the big man upstairs works. This little girl's jumping on the trampoline. It's the summer. She's jumping on the trampoline. She's 4. She's jumping on the trampoline, and trampolines are super dangerous. It's the number one injury. If your kid's an athlete, do not bring a trampoline in the house. It's the number one way they get hurt. That being said, she's jumping on a trampoline, jumps, falls, like bends her neck all weird, right? Like falls like this, boom, has this growth on her neck. They thought it was like her lymph nodes, whatever. She, aggravated them, blew something. So she has this bulge in her neck. Mom's like, yeah, whatever. You probably squeeze the lymph node, not a big deal. Probably a clogged lymph node, not a big deal. Week goes by. That bulge is still there. It's getting bigger. They go, I should probably bring her in. They bring her in. It's cancer. It's tumor and it's cancer. And the doctor goes, thank God she was on that trampoline and this happened, because if not, where it was at, it would have never reared its ugly head till it was too late and she would have died from cancer. That's the big man upstairs going, it's going to suck. This is going to suck. You're going to hurt your neck. But I'm doing it for a reason. Same way with Dustin Poirier. This is going to suck. I'm doing it for a reason. And hopefully Dustin Poirier realizes that it could be a whole lot worse and he needs to get help. And he needs to get help. He needs to get help. But he released statements that I'm at the point where I need some help. Walking away from fighting has been easy on me. Alcohol isn't the answer. It has ruined my father's life, and I will not allow it to ruin mine. My family deserves me at 100%. I'm trying to do everything I can to get my mind right and take the right next steps. Good way to face it head on. But and I believe him, because a lot of guys, right? We've had so many guys, right? Like, oh my God, I found God or all this shit, and they have horrible past, stuff like that. But with DP, he's an actual good person. He's one of the good guys. So, you know, some people go, oh, the UFC's filled with bad guys and bad people. That's not true. That's not true. Far from it. There's a handful of them who are terrible people. In general, they're awesome. Some best people you know. That being said, they're wild boys. Oh, you mean the guy who fought professionally for 20 years at the highest level, who took the biggest risk, gets done fighting and is having a tough time? It's like, oh, the guy who was in special forces, who gets out of that and gets put in the civilian world, and he's doing like construction shit, he's having a tough time? Yeah, man. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Or the kid who graduated college, and he was a Division I athlete, but wasn't good enough to play pro, and had a communications degree. Oh, is he having a tough time finding his purpose? Yes. Yes. So this is why, and again, I'm biased. So when I say Justin Gaethje should retire, this is why. This is why. In the UFC, you need to make as much money as possible, get as famous as possible, and get the fuck out. Make as much money as you can, get as much famous as possible, so you can build your name afterwards with brands, your own brand, your own channel, your own subscribers, and get the fuck out. That's the blueprint. That's the blueprint. So for Justin Gaethje, you're never gonna beat what you did at the White House. That is the pinnacle of the sport. Stick around for what? And you're just delaying your transition into regular life. We're just delaying it, delaying it, delaying it. You've already done it. You got money in the bank. Get going. Get going, because your life's a chapter, Bubba. And the UFC, for Dustin, for 20 years, his chapter is pretty fucking thick. For most of us, the chapter's, you know, it's a few pages, man. Yeah, I fought for 10 years. A few pages in my 10 years. I'm 43. You know, quarter. Flipping through the book, you're like, oh, the UFC thing was cool. Next. Oh, football was cool. Next. But guys get wrapped up in that where their entire identity is in fighting. Mine never was. Never was. Never was. Just wasn't. Maybe that's why you could say, oh, he wasn't a real fighter. No. And there's other guys who are going to struggle way more than Dustin Poirier. And Dustin Poirier, again, he has struggled with alcohol for a while now. You're just now finding out about it. So when you see guys get DUIs, or like when you see John Jones when he was in that Bentley with strippers and wrecked the car and all that shit, or hit a pregnant lady, those are the only times he got caught. How many of you, when you're in college, whatever, making dumb mistakes, drove drunk and went away fine, right? Drove drunk, but if you got stopped by a cop, you're cooked. How many times did you get away with that? This is the only time that we know that he got caught. Dustin's been struggling for a while with alcohol. That is a fact. And there are so many more struggling with it too. And this isn't a UFC problem. This is a professional sports problem. This is a college sports problem. This isn't unique to the UFC. It's just, you got to find your purpose. And it's really, really tough to do. It's really tough to do. And if you can, it is such a blessing. And and again, I can't help him. He needs to find out what fills that cup. And again, the issue is for him, it's like you're never going to fill the cup as much as you did fighting the UFC, pursuing a world championship. That cup that cup's like this. You're going to start filling cups like this. But it keeps you happy, pays the bills, keeps the family together. It's a different cup, Bubba. It's a different cup. But this is just a start. You can get more of this stuff from UFC guys, but it's a sports problem. Like recently, Alden Smith. You guys know who Alden Smith is by chance? No. Alden Smith was all pro. Played for the 49ers. I think his last year played for the Raiders. Was all Pac-10 for Oregon. Freak athlete. Do you know he just died?
No.
Young, too. Young. Official cause of death for NFL linebacker Alden Smith remains unknown. Passed away suddenly at 36. Drugs, I'll tell you what it is. This is June 13th. This is, 2 weeks ago? Smith was found unresponsive in the passenger seat of a truck by a friend. The two had spent the morning delivering pizzas to a homeless charity. Yeah.
Whoa.
They'll blame it on CT.
I mean, the fact that they even donated the brain, they probably saw some
He had issues
signs.
way before that, you know? CT gets, it's an issue, but it ain't everything. It ain't everything. You know? These guys come in as wild birds, you know? Like Aaron Hernandez was a wild bird way before he started killing people. Way before he started playing football. Wild dude. Wildcat. But again, anyone who plays Division I football, Division I baseball, MLB, NHL, World Cup soccer, UFC at the highest level, anyone who makes it there is going to be a little crazy. Now, when you think crazy, you're thinking like Charles Manson? No. I'm talking about they're going to be a little delusional. They're going to be a little delusional because you got to be delusional even to attempt the journey. You got to be a little I was fucking out of my mind delusional when I thought I could stop playing football, start selling supplements door to door, and then make it to the UFC. I watched two sloppy heavyweights with my dad on TV, and I went, I can beat them. My dad goes, you're crazy. I went, watch this. 3 years later, I'm in the UFC ranked in the top 10. That's delusional as fuck. That's delusional. But you have to be that way in order to get to this level. You have to be a little delusional, little crazy. Where all your friends, family around you, are like, dude, you're out of your mind. You know the odds of you making it to the NFL? You know the odds of you making it to the LA Dodgers? You know the odds of you getting to the UFC? I don't care. I don't care. And you think you're special. That's what it takes to get to that level. And a lot of people don't even attempt to pursue their dream because they don't think they're special or they're not delusional. You got to be a little fucking delusional. Ilya Topuria thought he was God's gift to the UFC. Yeah. All of them do, dude. Hate to tell you. Tom Brady, delusional as fuck. Ran the 40 in like a 5 flat and was like, I'm the best ever. What? Turns out he's the best ever. You got to be a little crazy, man. You got to be a little crazy. In sports, unfortunately, that same fucking craziness doesn't just disappear. It comes into the real life. It trickles into your real life where you think you're special. I would assume Dustin Poirier thought he would never get caught. That same belief is the same reason why he was ranked number 1 lightweight on the earth, on the planet at one moment. That same delusional going, I'm never going to get caught. I can drink and get away with it. Sure. So that same thinking process is what gets you into trouble. But that same thinking process is what made him great. It doesn't really fit in civilian normal world. It's fucking tough, dude. Fedo Digato says, on JRE, you said you could run a sub 5-minute mile in your prime. Did you misspeak? Can you clarify your actual best? Yep, 4:58. 4:58 was my best time at 231 pounds. That is a fact.
A bunch of questions already passed if you want to go, or just
Yeah.
keep it as it is.
Wyatt Slurp. What up, Big Slurp? Big Slurp.
Wyatt Slurp.
Yeah, this show started off heavy, but yeah, I'm passionate about this, man. Like that big ass QT cup. JP, the funky one. Yes, sir. I got Diet Pepsi in there today.
Pepsi.
That's all they had. T. Trent says, Brennan, you should honestly be the go-to for every single fighter that retires and transitions from fighting. You're the gold standard of finding other avenues for success. Seriously, dude. I appreciate you, brother. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see myself that way. I could tell them like how I did it, but again, we're all delusional. We don't believe in odds. You know, when I did stand up, the goal was the highest goal possible. That's crazy. It worked out. Went pretty fucking far. That's crazy. Crazy.
You have to have that.
You literally have to have it in order to make it to where you're going. You have to have that, and because the reason you have to have that, especially in today's social media world, is if I put up a poll on this YouTube, on this live chat, on my Instagram, if I go, hey, I'm going to reach 10,000 subscribers on my super chat or live chat. Oh, dude, you're out of your fucking mind. You're crazy. Well, but that's my goal. It's never going to happen. Oh, my God, you're lucky if you get 1,000. Like, it's going to be so negative. If my son got on here, I'd never allow him to, but if he got on here and he goes, hey, am I going to make it to the MLB or NFL? I would bet, if you're allowed to vote yes or no, 98% say no. You cannot listen to that. You have to have this self-belief that if you set your mind to it, you're going to make it. Now, that being said, you have to be willing to do the work. That's the difference. You have to be willing to do the work. For Dustin Poirier, his hot sauce, that same work ethic that made you one of the greatest lightweights to ever do it, that same work ethic is no different when you get in the fucking hot sauce world. So when I got into stand-up, all I did is all right, I was known as the guy that worked his ass off in fighting and football. I'm going to do it in stand-up. So I'd go around with his comedy store, improv, ice house, you name it. I'd go around. How many sets you do? 4. Cool, I'm doing 5. All the big dogs. Rogan, how many sets you do? 4. Cool, I'm doing 5. Brian, how many sets you do? 3. I'm doing 5. Dalia, how many sets you do? 4. Shit. All right, I'm doing 5. That'd be crazy.
You have to have that delusion till everyone else also believes it.
You're never going to make it. But again, you can't have a delusional goal, a crazy goal, and not have a work ethic. Those have to go hand in hand. Then you're going to make it. It's when they're delusional and they think by sitting on their ass or doing hate videos, whatever, they're going to get somewhere. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way.
No, and you also have to be the type of psychopath that to you it's not a delusion. To you it's like, yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it has to be a little crazy. Has to be crazy, man. Yeah, Captain 420. We all love Dustin, hope the best for him, as you should. You know what Colby Covington did? That ain't it, man. That ain't it. Like, the UFC is a fraternity, and we should have each other's backs. Like, that ain't it. Especially when a guy's down and out. Like, you can tell he's struggling, you know? Like, Colby, take away RAF. What are you doing, bud? What the fuck are you doing? He has no wife, no kids. What the fuck are you doing? You know? It's just, They're all going through the same shit. Brian Poirier, 36-42.
The mic too far from my face. My bad.
Thanks, big dog. Yeah. So, sorry to kick it off like this, but
No, it's good that you didn't pile on like everyone does just to try and get views.
that's what people do. Like, that's the thing to do. That's the thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'll get views. If I came out here and said, oh, Dustin's a piece of shit, and like, oh my God, I can't believe. What? That could easily been me. Easily, man. Easily. Stephanie81 says, I can't count the times I drove drunk in college. Until the one time I got caught. My heart breaks for Dustin. I hope he hears your message and knows we're out here cheering for him. Yeah, whatever he needs. I mean, whatever he needs. I'll help as much as I can.
He came out to a show one time in Palm Beach, and he was the fucking coolest dude ever.
The best.
He was like, dude, I'm a fan now. And
The
for
best.
me, I was only like, what, 5 or 6 years into comedy? That meant the fucking world coming
Now,
from him.
Nick, 95% of fighters are like Dustin.
Oh, yeah, he came out.
But the
Thiago
narrative
was like-
narrative online, oh, they're all pieces of shit, this, and here's this example, and John Jones and those are the exceptions.
Honestly, every fighter that's come out, Michael Chiesa came out to a show and was like, I'm going to bring my family every time you come
Great guy.
out here. Thiago Alves brought his family the next time I came out there. Fighters are the nicest people you ever meet.
Because it's so hard to get to where they got.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn
Bilal Muhammad brought us back to his family's house, and his mom made us a home-cooked dinner.
great, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking tough, man. It's really, really tough to get where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dustin
Also, tried the hot sauce. Very good.
oh, the Poirier hot sauce, great. He sent it to us. It was great. We use it all the time at Thick Boy Studios in L.A. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer to see, but we're going to see, unfortunately, we're going to see a lot more of it.
When you saw the video, though, I remember we talked about this beforehand. We thought, like, oh, he's wrestling with his friends and just, messing around. But then when we actually watched the video, I personally was just like, oh, my God. It's like he switched into a completely different person. You know what I mean?
There's different drunks, too. Like, you're a happy drunk, Jim. I've been around you drunk. I was a happy drunk.
Yeah, but it's just
Boom.
it's just wild to see that,
The
man.
Louisiana came out of him.
Yeah, but I mean, but then he switched back at the very end. He was like, "Yeah, fist bump," to the cop. He's like, "Yeah, fist bump," and I'm like, it just reminds me of people I knew in the past too. Like,
The N-word caught me off guard. That's all.
a lot of things
That
that
caught me off
happened
guard.
were very shocking. But yeah, overall, he seems like a really good dude, and I think he just flips when that thing kicks in, the alcohol.
And he'll figure it out. Like I said, hopefully this is his rock bottom and it doesn't get worse.
It's got. I mean, I hope it.
And he's a smart dude, so, you hope he figures it out. I'm sure the UFC's on him, too,
Well, some people realize it's rock bottom, and some people don't realize it's rock bottom. As you could tell by his stories, you could tell he realized rock. There's two types of people that hit rock bottom, and they stay at rock bottom, or there's someone who recognizes they're at that bottom and pivots for the right reasons. And you could tell from his story that he's going the right route.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have, like, a history of this, too. Like, John's a different story. John's a different story because for John, there's no repercussions.
Or
So-
like less remorse.
But because nothing happens to him, he's still going to win fights. He's still the best fighter of all time. So what do you take away from John?
John's like Bane. He lives in the darkness,
But
and
it's just
succeeds in the darkness.
It's where he thrives, and it's
Yeah.
like, and he's so talented that okay, yeah, I got in a car, I hit a pregnant girl, yeah, I'll beat the shit out of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm not even gonna train either. You're like, all right, god damn it,
Yeah.
Do you remember that question that some reporter said? Like, do you think you're a good guy trying to be, or what was it? A good guy that's
Trying to be a good guy, trying to be
bad, or a bad guy trying to be good? What the good guy trying to be bad's kind of weird. But he was like, I'm the bad guy trying to be good.
Yeah.
Which is like, ugh.
Mhm.
Somebody says,
exactly.
oh no, I read that one. Oh no, Charles Dillahunt, you're missing it, man. So it doesn't matter what you think. You're an inspiration, bud. Hopefully they reach out and learn from a smart dude who is in the UFC fraternity. You've helped all of us. Why not them? No. I'll help them. I'm not saying I'm I'm the answer they're looking for. I can help and tell them what I did and stuff like that, but I got lucky a lot of it. Lucky with a work ethic goes pretty far. Dustin's smarter than I am. A lot of these guys are way smarter than I am. I'm a dumbass. I just found my reason, which is my kids, I hit rock bottom. And it wasn't worth it. Just my perspective on I grew up. My perspective on life changed. Oh, it's not about Ferraris and fucking shoes and jewelry and watches and mansions and what? All that stuff is not the answer. Sounds like Conor figured that out too. Remember, Conor's 27, top of the world, fought Floyd Mayweather, has more fame than anybody, gets the life by the balls. Oh, did he get addicted to drugs? Crazy. Yeah, of course. There's no blueprint on how to fucking deal with this stuff, man. There's nothing out there. There's no therapist you can see who has a professional background in sports and can help you deal with fame, money, girls, drugs, alcohol. It does not exist. They can try to relate to you. They have no clue. They have no fucking clue. They cannot relate to it. They'll use the tools that works for everybody else, but you're not everybody else. I've gone down that path. Well, just don't listen to it. Okay.
We could take a quick commercial break.
Good time to take a break, Chen. Go ahead. What do you got?
Hello, and welcome to Pluto Phone. If you know the name of the movie you would like to see, just stream it for free on Pluto TV, where all your blockbuster favorites are landing all summer long. Catch Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Fantastic.
Men in Black, 1 through 3.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mean Girls.
Shut up.
Titanic.
I'm the king of the world.
And so much more. For showtimes, press nothing. They're free 24/7.
That is so fetch.
On Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Have you ever thought, ugh, this water is too wet?
This beach is too sandy.
Welcome to Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet, the podcast where we do dramatic readings of the most wild and off-the-wall reviews on the internet.
We read real reviews about everything from Vegas weddings, matchmaking services and Trader Joe's, to caves, toddler beds, and Spirit Halloween.
You won't believe the things people think absolutely must be said on the internet. How else would everyone know that some caves don't have Wi-Fi?
We hear about the good, like the time a couple was happily married in a Vegas Denny's.
And the bad, like who knew people stole from pet cemeteries.
And the ugly, because when there's soggy lettuce in the Chuck E. Cheese salad bar, it can get pretty ugly.
Join us every Wednesday wherever you listen to your podcasts. I feel targeted by that pet cemeteries comment.
I know, I was about to say, wasn't that you?
That was me.
Yeah.
All right, we back.
What up? What was that commercial for, Chin?
It's for Pluto and Podcast One.
Okay.
It's our sponsors.
Bo Malone, longtime supporter here, just joined the club. I met you outside the Conor Floyd presser in Toronto. That was a special time, man. Nate Dogg, Schaub, can you give me some recs for New Orleans? Me and my lady are going to go in this year, never been before. Stay off Bourbon Street.
Is it bad?
It'd be like going to L.A., going to Hollywood Boulevard. Like it's super touristy. Yeah, like Times Square in New York.
Yeah.
Super touristy. It's packed. Bunch of bullshit food and drinks. Go to it's called Garden something. It's like the Garden State area. That's like the super nice area. Great restaurants down there's cool. Me and my girl went for like the haunted stuff. So if you're into that, I can give you recs. But if not, I don't know.
Did you go to that famous graveyard?
I'm sure we went to fucking every graveyard. The Beast 805 says, it is tough. I was one of the better high school football players in California, played D1. Then one day it's over. You aren't an athlete anymore. Luckily, kids and BJJ, but I have my demons still. Yeah, those demons. You just got to know how to wrestle them, bud. I hear you. Branson F says, met Dustin in a bar once, and he generally took the time to take photos with me and multiple friends. Told us some cool UFC stories with nothing but love. So I think the guy was just having a really bad day and will be better. Dude, I'm telling you. We've all made mistakes though, yeah?
Of course.
But now you want to crucify Dustin Poirier?
People
Get the fuck
love
out
to
of
tear
here.
someone down, especially when their life isn't the one that's on record.
Yeah, but
When-
here's the thing. The internet does. The internet does. Dustin Poirier could walk anywhere in the United States and would get so much love. Maybe he needs to do that. Maybe he needs to do that. Because if he opens up his Twitter or Instagram, I'm sure it's filled with negativity. That's not real. People love Dustin Poirier. Like, I thought YouTube and all this stuff was just I thought everyone in the world hated me. Everyone. I didn't think I generally had a single fan. Chin knows this. I didn't want to do live chats forever. You're the one that pushed me to do it. It was your idea. I didn't want to do it. I'm like, dude, I'm just going to deal with fucking bullshit nonstop. Now you can
told
do
you.
a subscription thing. Look at this.
Yeah.
Get rid of the riffraff. None of it. I can't walk down the street and get a negative comment. I'm not Dustin Poirier by any means.
That also takes some type of fucking lunatic to talk shit to you.
They're out there, though. But they're out there. And Dustin Poirier is, way more established than I am. He walks down the street, man, and maybe he needs that to remind himself. But you just got to find your purpose. We'll move on after this, but look at Tom Brady. All the money in the world, greatest of all time. That motherfucker still has a headset on doing play-by-play for Fox. That's him. That's Tom Brady. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is set. We don't need Moana live action. I don't need to see him in another bullshit action movie again. He's scheduled, he has something like 40 major promotion movies. Major movies. His schedule is filled up. Why? Why? He can stop. He's almost, what is he, almost 60? Why does he do it? It's his purpose. If he stops, he doesn't know what to do. Vendetta XX, you think it's CT Poirier or just miss the fights? No. I'm not saying CT is not real and bad. It is. It is a small fraction of what these guys deal with. They don't have any purpose. They have all that professional athlete, especially an outlaw fighter that doesn't play by a lot of society's rules, they were able to do their job and beat up people in a fucking steel cage and get paid for it and get accolades and fame and love and support. And that leaves. Does CT play some factors in some guys? Yes. And has Poirier had some wars? Yes. This isn't that. This is Poirier being lost. And when he was fighting, after a win or loss, he can have a few drinks, but he knows he has to get back on the road. He knows he has to get back on the tracks because he doesn't want to get too out of shape. He has to be at training in 2 weeks because he has this monster waiting for him in 4 months that he has to fight. But now that monster's gone. So that drinking, there's no reason to stop. I can drink on a Monday. I can drink during a podcast. I can drink on a Thursday afternoon. I can drink on Thursday night. I can drink on Friday night. There's no reason to stop now. So that's where self-control comes in because it was forced before. You wanted to be the best. Now you don't have, there's nothing. Why would I stop? I don't have anything coming up. And that's 1 week. The next week, yeah, get another bottle, man. I don't have anything coming up. Okay, now we're 2 weeks in. Next week, your boys, hey, man, you want to go out? You're Dustin Diamond. Fuck yeah, dude, I'm down. It's a Wednesday night. You're drinking. Now we're 3 weeks in. 4th week. Yeah, I'm doing it. I don't know why I'd stop. And then it's a snowball. 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 Snowball.
I don't know if you saw, he even said on Theo's podcast, he's like, when I don't have a purpose, he goes, I always turn to drinking. He's like, I turn to the bad thoughts.
Think about Volkanovski.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Great dad, dedicated, smart dude, has a massive successful show outside fighting. And what'd he say? Why is he rushing back to fights? Didn't he say he's like suicidal when he didn't have fights coming up? Yeah. Bubba, we got to figure this out then.
Yeah.
Because one day you're not going to have an option. Now's the time. And now think that, and that's Volkanovski, who's better off than 99.9% of the UFC roster. Huge cooking show, great family, multi-time world champ, Money in the Bank, owns a fucking fortress in Australia, has a farm, has work to do. That guy struggles with it. Now, Take away the famous guys. How do you think the guy who's 1-3 in the UFC is doing?
Tough.
No money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
No fame. No sponsors. What's he do?
Mm-hmm. That's tough. You also got to figure, to bounce off what you said, like, if you dedicate your like to be a good fighter, a great fighter, you got to dedicate your life, and to be good at anything, you got to dedicate your life to it to the point where it becomes part of your identity. And then when that's gone, what's your identity?
Mike Street says, wake up every morning at 3 o'clock to run or lift and then go do concrete all day. 16 years sober and life don't get better than this. Wild life gets you wild results. Facts, dude. Doing the fucking Lord's work.
Concrete is tough.
Drew Casablanca says, I assume most fighters, when they retire, stop fighting, they all go this dark route unless you have a plan after. I wouldn't say all of them go this dark route. I would just say, and it's not a UFC problem, it's a sports problem. When you get done, you just don't know what to do, so you feel like a loser. You don't know where to put your energy, you don't know where to even start, so you go to the gym, but that just reminds you of, that's why you see guys get back into fighting, because you're around those guys, they have a purpose, you're like, well, I want that. So you see guys jump back into it, so that you're not finding answers at the gym, where you used to always go for your safe place. All of a sudden that's reminding you of why you used to, who you are. It's a nightmare. Everyone deals with it. Special forces deal with it, military deals with it, college graduates deal with it.
This guy keeps on asking me this question, why I became a Cowboy fan. My dad he grew up when there was only like a couple channels on TV, and he hated the Jets and the Giants. So when he saw Roger Staubach play, he decided that was his team, and I just got born into it.
Branson F says, off topic, but what's your thoughts on if Max starches Conor, he fights Ilya, does he fare even better after Justin kind of showed how to slow him down? Yeah. Listen, I know Max got knocked down that fight. Max had some success. He had some success in that fight. That's not a bad take, brother. Rod Sport says, new here, not sure why anyone's shocked by a sub 5-minute mile. 10 years in the Army, guys did it all the time. Only unmotivated scrubs doubt it. Yeah, that's not that impressive. I had guys on my lacrosse team who did it all the time. Yeah, there's a number of fighters who can do that. After the show, but later. My buddy and I had a conversation after your first live show. We couldn't believe that you thought everyone hated you. I'm glad you feel the love here. Thanks, brother. Charles Delahunt, agree, buddy. You got lucky because you made it happen. You're not here by mistake, brother. Dustin Poirier can do the same 100%. Totally get what you're saying. Yeah, he can. Rod Sports MMA. That said, can we venture into the interspecies cage fighting in your prime? How would you fare against a manatee? Billy goat or llama? I feel like I beat the brakes off a billy goat and llama. Manatee, not fun. Omar, welcome to the club, big dog. The Fool Chris says, sounds like you got to be delusional and burn the boats to be a top UFC fighter, but should start building an exit plan once you find out it's never going to happen for you. You got to burn the boats. You got to burn the boats, but then once you reach a certain level of success, you got to be at least open-minded to have one foot, not out the door, but just have a branch start working, mining over here. If that makes sense. You got to burn the boats, though. Iceman Vamp. Hey, Brendan, how would you rank these comedy specials? Burn the Boats, Gringo Poppy, False Gods. Personally think Gringo Poppy is miles above the other two. Burn the Boats is who's special?
Joe's.
Rogan's?
Yeah.
And then False Gods is Callan's?
Callan's.
I'd go Burn the Boats 1, False Gods 2, Gringo Poppy a far 3. Dice Game Network. Hoping to hear that Toyota podcast ad read during the commercial. They never came back either. I don't fuck with Toyota in the first place, though, so we're good. Dice Cam Network. Shia LaBeouf is 0-1 on Bourbon Street. Yeah, he's had a hard time. Andy Ortega, 700 plus watching. New record? I don't know. I don't keep up with it. Jim would know. Omar, what up, big dog? Damn, as soon as I entered the chat, they dip off into a break. Hey, Jan and Brendan, huge fan of the pod. You guys connection flow on here. Thanks, brother. Lando Cruises, what's your fast car? My 2500 Cummins is cooking now. It's about, I bet we're at 650 horsepower. I need bigger fuel injectors. My Jeep's getting a 427. That's going to be fast as shit. You know what? Probably my two-door Hummer. My two-door Hummer getting the LS swap. We'll throw some turbos, some compound turbos on it. Captain 420. What he did wasn't even that bad. Conor punched an old man in the bar. Yeah, Conor was wild.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we all
He
did.
did a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Conor was wild. He's made a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes, and the entire world has watched it happen. His stuff is different. I pray to God that Conor is back. When I say back, I hope he makes himself proud. I hope he has a good showing, but I hope he doesn't fall off the wagon. That's what I mean.
I'm hoping now that he's older, he's just a little bit more mature than he was back then.
He has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. You have no choice. The Gamma Girl doing the damn thing. What's up, girl? Stevie Bruce, what up, big dog? Ryan Biting. Brendan, what do you think about Josh went down in weight and fought Yuri? Personally, I feel like somebody's getting KO'd. That's the best UFC. That's the best fight the UFC could make. Yeah, I mean, Josh could easily go down to 205 if he got serious about it. There's no reason to, because he's having so much success at heavyweight. But if he did have some issues at heavyweight, say he fought Volkov next, which I think is what they're going to give him, and he alluded to it on Irohawani, not Volkov, but he alluded that they offered him a fight. If you look at the lay of the land, Tom Aspinall says he's coming back. That's going to be Cyril Gane. Potan's not going to be ready. You know, he's just not going to be ready. I would assume Volkov's Hogut's next fight. So if he ever gets, suffers like a loss or something, 205 is definitely for him. Because he's the same size as those boys. Again, he alluded to it on there.
You know, I was starting to wonder the other day.
Mike Street, this is what I want to get to. Listen to Josh on Aro's show. He doesn't need the WWE shit anymore. He's a genuine good dude, and he'll be champ within a year, I think. Agree with that statement? Couldn't agree more. I think, doing all that WWE shit got him to the party. He can do some of it, but I think he should dial it back. The real Josh Hokit, he's such a good athlete, and he's such an exciting fighter, he doesn't need to do it. All right, it got you into the dance. You're the belle of the ball. Let's drop it. Go more in that direction, dude. Go more in that direction.
To play devil's advocate, though, if what he's saying about his earnings is true, if he really did make himself a millionaire in a couple months of being in the UFC, it's going to be hard for him to change trajectories.
Yes and no, because he has nowhere to go but up, right? Like, there's only massive fights for him. He set himself up doing this gimmick. But this is what y'all are forgetting, is by doing that gimmick, doing the Michelle Obama stuff, I don't give a fuck. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Okay, I've heard it before. Doesn't make me dislike him. We didn't really need it, It kind of stole away from his performance. People were talking about that shit more than him being this great fighter. The issue for him is, what do you say? He could be a $3 or $4 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. If you didn't do these wild antics, could be a $6 or $7 million a year through endorsements. Nobody's endorsing the guy that says Michelle Obama's a man. Whether they agree with it or not, they want no part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They want no part of it. All these big sponsors, Monster, Dodge, they're not touching it, dude. And now you're there. Be yourself. You can get more endorsement money. They have no choice but to give you big fights.
Mm-hmm.
It got you here, dude. I'm with it. You beat the system, but now we can see the real Josh. Great athlete, great fighter, good mindset, self-belief like a mother trucker. Be that guy.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he painted himself too far into the corner now, especially when it comes to corporate sponsors and all that?
The Michelle Obama thing hurt him.
Yeah.
It's going to hurt him for a long time. He'll still get big fights, so as long as he's winning, he's going to be making money.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson, damn, missed most of the show. What up, B? What up, man? You're here, though. That's all that matters. Slowfit says, did you see the video that came out recently? Someone asked him during promotion of the White House fight. He said he's a danger to himself. The warning signs were there. Dustin said that?
I didn't see that.
Agree, Gamma Girl. Champ in a year. Oh, snap. That's quite the prediction. He'd be champ in a year. He'll have the possibility if Cyril Gane and Aspinall fight fairly soon. Dude, and if he fights at the same, because he said they offered him a fight, so let's say he fights Volkov, that would automatically make him the next contender. Aspinall, Cyril Gane, you know.
Dude, I was watching the Gane versus Volkov fight the other night, and it's so crazy we ended up in this timeline because that, to me, felt like Volkov got robbed, and Volkov
even
would have
Dana
been the
said
guy
he
in
won
these
the fight.
shoes.
I know.
That's got to kill Volkov deep down because he's watching Gane, eye poke, elbow to the back of the head, and he's still getting all these opportunities.
Collapsitism. Imagine getting addicted to drugs. Just use them responsible. Easier said than done, depending on the drug, my man. On the Big Brown Breakdown, I spotted that Brendan Schaub on screen looking just like the Cat in the Hat. Tall strides, big grin. I'll take it, man. It's just an American flag, though. But I feel you. I look more like Where's Waldo.
Sushi vibes.
What up, YouTube world? What up, Twitter world? What up, Black Ross? How late am I? You're about an hour away. Trump and Dad says, like the new pig bee? I can't see it, dude. It's so small.
I don't want to mess with it because it's going to fuck everything up.
It's all good. Dice Game Network, yeah, cross-country fans usually are born from the TV games playing locally. Somehow Brent's the Chicago Cubbies. Yeah, because WGN, we didn't have a team when I was growing up, so they'd always play the Cubs, and that's why my brother loved Michael Jordan. Welcome, Cedric. Andrew Ryan, do you think something like this, a live episode, would bring Brian's light back, seeing all the love you boys would get? I don't know. I'm down to try it, though. Brian Poirier, thanks, big dog. Jumpin' Dad, you need to dabble in golf. You'll love it. I can only have golf takes too much time. All the dads that I coach with all golf, and they're gone forever. Black Ross, my favorite part of this week is the chat. You're an hour late, big dog. Mikey Mukai, ever a fan of Uriah Faber? I love Uriah. Great dude. Andy Ortega, would you ever be down to go on the George Janko show? I was on it when he first started. I was like, first 5 episodes. Such a good dude.
I met him in Arizona. He's cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Excalibur. Abe says, if Conor loses a 5-round war by split decision, do you think that would hurt his stock? Nope. Would increase it significantly.
What about a knockout?
We're going Sizzler.
No, I'm saying if he gets knocked out.
And fast? Worst case scenario for him. Cedric says, why hasn't anyone attempted to organize a grappling match between GSP and Anderson Silva? It'd be an incredible event. RAF might do it. I don't know. I'd rather see him against real wrestlers.
Silva's not really a wrestler, though.
That'd be a tough night for him, yeah. He's not a wrestler at all. He needs his jiu-jitsu. Excalibur says, Brandon, is there any chance we'd ever get you on the Mighty Cast with Demetrius Johnson? Yeah, love DJ. Anything he's part of, I'd be down. I don't reach out and ask guys, though, so if he reached out, I'd be down. Oh, wow, look at this headline. Sean Strickland spits at a church for displaying the LGBTQ flag. The rant Tim Dillon did on Rogan was great. He's like, why are the Padres gay? This is Josh Hokett.
Oh, sorry, you're looking at the...
Oh, I was looking at the headlines you're bringing up. So, Josh Hokett, this is 3 days, though, right? Let's see. Cyril Gahn wears a thong when he mows his lawn. Aspinall doesn't come back. Then let's fight in September in Paris. I'm the greatest all-around athlete ever to step in the octagon. He's not getting that fight. So Tom coming back. And Tom has good timing, too, because he saw there's a little momentum with Hokett fighting Cyril Gahn. He's like, no, I'm coming back. What's interesting, too, is Ian Machado Gary signed with Eddie Hearn as well.
Yeah, that was big news. But Ian's saying that has zero to do with anything inside the octagon.
Just
it's
endorsements?
all the outside stuff, yeah.
That's smart. Eddie Hearn has some connection there. Does anybody else think Dana and Eddie are cool behind the scenes?
That would be interesting if it was
I think they're doing it for traction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it's real. I don't think the beef's real. Is this real, Chin?
No, that's the thing. All these new media, there's no UFC official reports, but then
Subi Nacho's 92 call it. Goes, don't call this breaking news when it's not official.
Yeah. It's just
a very AI picture.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Let's see if that. I mean, that is like
the Beats 805. Got to go and teach the new police recruits some BJJ. Oh, good for you, man, doing the Lord's work. Mike Street says, Josh's having fun and has nothing to lose. We haven't seen the full potential of his athleticism. Yeah, agree. Cedric Fry, what was your highest rank in the UFC? After I beat Crow Cop, they had me as number 10. But there was no official rankings. That was Sherdog, I think.
How are you liking these new this new rankings?
I like it.
Yeah.
Vendetta says, Conor sucker punches Brian. What's he doing back? Brian Callen?
They never spell his name right.
Yeah, probably trying to talk him out of hitting him again. Big Tone, you come from football where coaches yell. Do MMA coaches ever yell or get mad after a loss, or are they more like, you'll get them next time? After a loss in the locker room, no. Nobody's yelling. They're yelling inside the octagon, especially at practice. The good ones are.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson Comedy says, sponsorship seems to be a different game now. Seems like it's easier for fighters to find outside monetary support like streamer gambling ads, or most are just making their own companies. Yeah, a lot of guys are doing their own thing. The streaming, I think the streaming is a little short-sighted. Like we see Armin doing it, Rampage doing it. I don't know if that's the answer for all the guys. Most guys don't have the personality for the streaming that people are going to want to watch. Outside, yeah, maybe. You got to have a good manager these days because it's not so easy. Before, there was like, Boni Acai, Echo, there were those brands where managers were like, oh, they're in the UFC and could just reach out to them and get money. Now you got to get a little more creative, a little more hustle. They actually got to work. Omar says, I love Josh Hokett's act. You could say I'm a Hokamaniac. It's clear the act is an act, so I tried to see it for that. Just another act. Illa acts like he's a god. Hokett acts like he's 4 to 5 different people. Yeah, I don't. When Hokett's in his, bit stage, I don't have an issue with it. Adriano says, what are your thoughts on the new TRX? Waiting for it to come out, get one. Everything drove around a Raptor R now. I'm wondering if I should go that route. Wait for that new TRX to come out. I don't know the price point on them, though, but I know they're taking orders, so they should be out soon. What, 777 horsepower? Ozona, oh, come on, that's the GOAT. Got to reach out to Mighty. Yeah, I hear you.
Speaking of Hockett, remind me to tell you something I know for a fact behind the scenes about some of the stuff he says.
Mighty Mouse?
No, Hockett.
Oh, Hockett?
Mm-hmm.
What were we going to say?
I'll tell you after the podcast because there's
interesting
stuff.
Yeah, I bet. Boulder Johnny says, I used to work overseas in oil and gas. I've seen 20 Cajun coming off a 30-day oil rig rotation get plastered and do similar stuff. Cajun be crazy. Yeah, it's in his blood. Is that a picture of Jamal Hill? Is that real or so?
This is real.
AI?
That's all I wanted you to talk about this. So this is actually Jamal Hill's new body. If anyone could just Google it on their phones, on their devices. I'm sure everyone knows about this picture.
He looks
already,
like every uncle
video.
at a picnic.
It is insane, dude.
He looks like he smokes the meanest brisket right now. That's not the move. That's not the move. He's coming up to heavyweight. That's not the way to do it. You don't go up to heavyweight because you want to be undisciplined.
That's what it seems like with him, you know. But what do I know?
That's not the move. I feel you, Omar. Joe says Dana and Ariel cool too. No, I don't think so. If he was cool, they'd be having him do more stuff. Fedo Digato, who would you most want to compete against in RAF? That's a great question. I don't know.
Kyle Snyder.
No. I don't know. I'd be down for it, though. Jack Stapleton, got my blue belt in October 2023, but haven't rolled in almost 2 years. I'm 39. Feel like I might need to come back as a white belt. Any encouragement to get back in there? Yeah, it's like riding a bike, dude. You'll remember the basics. Roll with some white belts, and then you'll be right back in there, dude. Trilmar, saw you and Brian live back in 2017, almost 10 years ago, Bubba, at the Moon Tower in Austin. Oh, the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. They still do that comedy festival out here?
Yeah.
Had me in tears. Do you think you guys would come back and do another live show? I'd be open to it. ALC, is there any fighter you think has great potential but never reached it? God, there's a long list, my man. Johnson County, like Josh would kill on the streaming side. I don't think so, bud. I don't think so. Because if streaming was only 20 minutes, because would you want to watch Josh do that act for 3 hours? I love him myself, but Austin 07, have you seen the backlash for Jimmy Fallon after having Conor on? No. It's not going to do anything. Rod Sports MMA. As lean as you are now, and considering you were in the UFC before USADA, if you had to do it again, would you just use gear and compete at 205 or heavyweight?
Could you get those guys can use
gear now? With all the GLP-1s, I'd probably try and fight 205.
You think you can get down to 205?
Without GLP-1s, I get down to 220.
205 is crazy.
205 stuff. I'd have a better shot there, though. Agree, Drew. Chin, you should do fishing with David Lucas because you can fish too.
I'm not famous, so there you go.
Dice game. Are we 100% doing a live chat during the next UFC fight night or International Fight Week? Only Fight Week, my man. Only International Fight Week. No, we're not debating. I'm just going to do the Conor one. Ozuna says, Hoket is smart, though. You could see how much he is playing everybody in the Ariel interview. He even mentioned Shane Gillis protecting his sponsors, so he definitely aware. Yeah, Hoket's not dumb. He has some wild shit. Welcome to the club, Going Ground podcast. Welcome to the club, Brock. Trump and Dad, live chat during the Conor will be epic. Should be fun, man. What's this?
Christina Ricci.
Yeah, Christina Ricci is the one that commented on the whole Conor McGregor on Jimmy Fallon's podcast, and that's her.
I forgot she was a person.
Yeah, she
Christina
used to be
Ricci,
very famous.
which one is she?
She was like the original
Wednesday Adam?
Was that or Casper the Friendly Ghost? Was it Wednesday?
Oh shit! I'm thinking Wednesday, but it's definitely with Casper.
Scroll down.
right?
Scroll.
Yeah.
Let me see her face.
Her.
Oh no,
She's been in everything.
She's in the new Wednesday on Netflix.
No, that's a different girl.
Yeah.
The newest one's a different girl.
Yeah, but she plays.
I think she was the original.
She's the original, but she's in the new series.
Oh, so like a different character then? Or like an older version of Wednesday? I don't know. But this is, once again, she didn't research the whole story with Conor. She just probably saw headlines.
Raw Sports says Josh Hokett streaming and playing video games is just a knockoff of Dr. Disrespect. He couldn't do a podcast or any other type of stream. I don't know. He's a smart dude, though, so he'll probably figure it out. Yeah, because, see, Christina Ricci was in the original Wednesday and Addams Family, and she was in Casper.
And Monster.
Oh.
Yep.
Sleepy Hollow. She's been in a lot of.
She was the lesbian lover in Monster as well, but she's in the new Wednesday series.
I haven't
Season
seen
1.
her in so long.
Oh, you don't watch the Wednesday? It's great. First season.
I watched the first season. Was she
She's in that?
Yeah.
That's her right there.
Oh, so she plays.
Yeah.
She's
Marilyn
the evil one in it,
Thornhill.
man. Come on.
Dude, it's been so long since I watched that. What was that? 4 years ago, that show?
That fool Chris says DC's big ass made 205. Speaking of, could you get him a little help? My boy isn't competing anymore. USADA isn't testing commentators. I know. Yeah, someone Merrick needs to send DC some GLP-1s.
He's looking.
That's
He might
right,
be-
Dice Game. He's looking thick.
He's looking like a globe.
He took his shirt off during the White House, and you're like, all right, well, he's having fun though. He's having fun. I don't know Dr. Disrespect, guys.
He's like a old school Twitch streamer. Used to wear sunglasses and just be disrespectful.
Did you get canceled or something?
Yeah. Underage girl.
Okay, that'll do it. Slurp says, what's the deal with Izzy? Time to hang them up? Reminds me of Tony. Yeah. Yep. Black Ross says, DC was also like 5'9". Brennan 6'12".
Is he really?
How tall is he really? You've been around him, right?
DC's probably 5'11". Oh, Conor, he did an interview with UFC on Paramount. He goes, I feel a lot more fresher than these opponents. I've had my time to rest. I feel I'm coming to my prime now. I don't know if he's into his prime, but there's something to say about not taking all that damage and resting. Again, I just want to make himself proud and stay on the course, see how it goes. Ooh, good question, Brock. Would prime Matt Mitrione knock out Josh Hokett? Be a problem. The wrestling would be a problem for Matt, though. But yeah, Matt was so athletic.
Would Matt Mitrione he'd outbox Josh, obviously.
Matt was very athletic, very explosive, great footwork, very explosive. Just
good takedown defense.
decent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who would Izzy fight? I'd like to see him fight Bo Nickel. If he's going to continue to fight, but that just builds Bo Nickel.
Yeah, it's such a bad matchup for Izzy. I mean, we've seen sometimes if someone could really outstrike him and just stop the takedown. I mean, the RDR fight was bad news for Bo.
Yeah. And if Bo finds himself a striker, because he's coming off he's had a head kick knockout, that left hook knockout. So it's like, and he did it send up through a front kick, finds himself a striker.
Mm-hmm.
Trujillo, I think Izzy could spark Bo. Yeah, if he didn't fight smart. That's right. You got a fight night. Fiziev versus Torres.
11 a.m.
It's a good fight night too, but it's at 11 a.m.
Yep.
On
Central.
Saturday.
Yep.
God, Bossy has a game at 10 a.m. It's our last weekend of All Stars. God
11
dang it.
a.m.
On a
It's in
Saturday.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Okay.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, it's 11 a.m. our time. God, I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, always rewatching is the best because you fast forward the boring stuff.
But you got the pirate fighting.
Yeah,
Michelle Piera, that's a fun one.
the best. I think the best fight.
Nizam's a monster.
We got two Magomedovs on the same card.
Oh yeah. I'm not mad at that card. God, reading those names is a nightmare for your boy.
Ugh.
Bekzat Almakan,
Is that Sajikov?
Abdul
That sounds
Rahman.
Alibaba? What is that? Alma?
Can Sure Bullet not fight in the U.S.? No, sir. He wouldn't. I don't know what his
eyeball situation.
his vision's the issue.
Yeah. Did you know he has daughters? They actually showed up to the press conference.
Really?
It made him like so human because he looks like this animal.
Do they have red hair?
Two little girls. I think they had like blondish, reddish
That's
hair.
cool. Drew Casablanca, who in your era could beat Josh Hokett? Jesus, man. Shit.
Who in your era?
Yeah. Josh Barnett would be a problem for him. Overeem, Verdum, Kane, Stipe, Travis Brown in his prime.
I think Brock would be way too overwhelming for him.
No, I bet he beats Brock.
What's that?
He beats Brock.
No.
Yeah.
No way. He's
Damn, everyone wants to know Mitrione or Hokett. That's a tough fight for Hokett. It's just a different time too, right? It's hard to compare these guys. Like Hokett had such a good take on Poatan, where he's like he's also not a victim, but he's also a case of the times. Like he's fighting mainly stand-up guys. They're not the best. It's like the perfect path to be a three-weight champion.
I got a hypothetical fight for you. The two underweight heavyweights, Randy Couture, Hokett.
Like prime Randy?
Prime Randy versus Hokett today.
Randy was not the athlete that Hokett is. I still got a lot. I need to see how Hokett responds in the third, fourth round, fifth round,
Do you think the game's changed that much since Randy that it would be that hard to keep up?
Man, that's a super throwback, Yes, agree, Trujillo. JDS in his prime would be a problem for Hokett. Black Ross, Hokett honestly reminds me of a white DC. He has a ways to go before you compare him to DC. Has the potential, but he has a ways to go.
People forget with DC, if there was never a John Jones, DC is
so good.
The greatest.
So good. How long have we been going, Chin?
We're going about $120. Yeah, 125.
You're probably right, Trujillo. DC probably would beat the fuck out of Hokett right now, but there's still a lot left of his story, so we'll see. Slow fit. I'm not 100% sold on Hokett. Looked really sloppy against Blades. See, I thought he looked pretty dialed in against Blades. Looked gas out of shape versus Lewis. Yeah, he didn't look great against Derek Lewis. Oh, gotcha, Black Ross. Drew Casablanca, Prime Brock was a tank. Hokett's good, but I think Kane would be the one. Oh, Kane would give him all sorts of problems. Clap says Hokett isn't an elite athlete. He's hitting his ceiling. Hokett is an elite athlete, especially for a UFC fighter. Super elite. If Hokett's not elite, then who's your elite in the UFC heavyweight division, athletic-wise, right now? Who's a better athlete than him? Gone? Because he's lean and has good footwork? Has no credentials athletically?
As a pure athlete, that's hard to beat. Former NFL,
was on
former
the
D1 wrestler.
49ers.
Yeah.
And an All-American Division I wrestler at Fresno State. Claptism says, I didn't say anyone is better. I said he is an elite. And I said, then who's elite? He's elite for you're missing the point. He's elite for the UFC right now as a heavyweight athlete. Very elite. There's no one that comes close. All right, dudes, I think that's it.
Can I give a quick shout out?
Yeah, what do you got, Nicholas?
Today, my biggest episode yet with Dr. Mike Israetel. He's going to be doing stand-up on No Leg Days.
Is the first episode of him doing stand-up, or is it the workout? Oh, no, you already posted the workout.
I already did the workout with him. Now we put him through our shit, and we showed him how to write a joke, and we put him on stage at the Sunset Strip, and this one is going to be fucking awesome. So
Awesome,
check out
brother.
No Leg Days.
No Leg Days on YouTube? Mm-hmm. All right, guys, go check it out. Tomorrow, the live chat, 11 a.m. on the dot Central Time. We're back, baby. Brownies, love you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I see you after show, but later. Gemma, thank you again. All you guys, Brownies, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm Big Brown. I'm out. Go US of A.
Hello, and welcome to Pluto Phone. If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, just stream it for free on Pluto TV, where all your blockbuster favorites are landing all summer long. Catch Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Fantastic.
Men in Black, 1 through 3.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mean Girls.
Shut up.
Titanic.
I'm the king of the world.
And so much more. For showtimes, press nothing. They're free 24/7.
That is so fetch.
On Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.